Some say I lied, some say that I'm putting out misleading information, while others are saying that they really just want to know the net profit after gross of what I made with that 2020 12 Freightliner that we just purchased. Well, in this video, I'm going to break down everything and reveal every single thing of how much we paid for the truck, how much we invested, how much we made off of all loads, and how much we paid for the insurance and the license plates, the whole nine, y'all, with the trailers and everything, okay? And you will find out if I truly made all of my money back or less or a little bit more. So stay tuned to the video. Let's get straight into it. All right, so here we are. Just like I promised, we're about to go over the exact numbers for that 7 days. And I have a little bonus. I'm going to actually give you total, all in all, what we have invested in the truck so far and what we have made with that truck so far. It's only been on the road for 3 weeks. The very first week was a regular week. The last 2 weeks, 1 week was Christmas and the next week was New Year's. At the time of recording this video is actually the first of the year. So I'm going to give you exactly what we made with that truck for those 7 days when I first purchased it, what we net profit, and what we invested all the way up into this point. So let's just get straight into it. All right, so the very first load was going to be St. Gabriel, Louisiana, going over to Houston, Texas, right? That paid right at 575. All right. Then the next load was Galveston, Texas, going to Spanish Fort, Alabama. That paid 1,771.61 cents because they reimbursed some permits on that. Then we have a Gulfport, Mississippi to Shreveport, Texas. That was 1,800 on that one. And then our last load was from Baton Rouge, Louisiana to Atlanta, Georgia, which paid right at 2,000. All right. So we have a total of 7,146.61 cents. Then we have in expenses. Let's go on ahead and do the expenses, right? So in expenses, we don't have a trailer payment on there. I mean, a truck payment because it's paid off, of course. We do have a trailer payment that's hooked up to the RGN. That trailer payment is $500 a week. So we're going to do 500 on that. And on that truck is let's say $300 a week. Once it's divided by, pay a monthly insurance, but it's just a week, 300 a week for insurance. And for total that week on fuel, we did, so let's bring this over. So we're going to put trailer. I spelled that right. Fuel. No, insurance. And we're going to have fuel, which is 12.57 for the week. And then we have nothing on the permits because they reimburse. And then we have an ELD fee of $50. All right. That's what we have for the weekly operating costs. All right. So that is a total of here. That's a total of 2107. All right. 7,146. Right. 7,146.61. Subtract 2107. So we have net profit. All right. So we got $39.61 in net profit. Now, let's keep going. I'm gonna give you the second week because, like I told you, we've been running this truck for 3 weeks. All right. The very first week, this is the very first week we bought it. We put it right on the road, and uh, this is what we, ran for that week. But let's keep going because, and I'm definitely doing this because a lot of people in the comments saying that, oh, that's an old truck. It'll be broke down next week. It'll be on, the motor's gonna go out, and you're gonna have a bunch of repairs and whatever. That's cool. So we're on the third week of running this truck. All right. So this is the very first week of what we net profited, right? After expenses. Well, let's go on ahead and go to week 2. Okay. So week 2 is, which is week 51. We only ran one load with it, right? Which from Peachtree City, Georgia to Pinehurst, Georgia, that paid 1,300. All right. And that's it. Well, expenses uh for that week, we still have the trailer payment because we got to pay that no matter what. And then we had 157 for the fuel. We have no permits, we have no escorts, and we have an ELD expense, and then we have a insurance cost. All right. So with that being said, we have 1,300. Subtract all expenses, which leaves us with a 93 net profit. All right. So that's the second week. Let's go on ahead and go to the third week, third and final week. All right. And then we're gonna, at the end, we're gonna add up all of our net profits, and then we're gonna look at totally what we invested in the truck, and then we're gonna see if we actually made our money back or not over the course of 3 weeks, right? So Peachtree City to Pinehurst, Georgia, we have $1,000 for the load. Then we have Peachtree, Georgia, City, Georgia to Sealy, Texas. We have 4,500. Then we have Galveston, Texas to Reserve. We have Louisiana, which is 1,200. Okay. We have a total of 6,700 on that. Let me double check that just to be sure. Yeah, we have a total of 6,700. And then we have our expenses, right? So once again, we have that trailer payment. Then we have insurance weekly. And then we have fuel, 1,150. And then we have permits on one load on that Georgia to Texas. We have $600 in permits. Then we have ELD. Okay, so we have total expenses 500 plus 300 plus 1,150 plus 600 plus 50. 2,600 in expenses. All right. So we have a net profit $4,100. All right. This is net. Okay. So let's do our math. All right. Then we have total truck expenses, total investing in the truck. Okay. Let's add that up. So we know what we total investment in the truck was. So we have truck price. Truck purchase was 6,990. Then we have fuel going to pick up the truck, which was 300. Then we have title transfer, which was 150. Then we have cab, air bags, and shocks, which was installed and everything, which was 380. Then we have an air valve, which broke on the road while pulling the load, which was 135. That was total. That was labor and everything. Then we have some cleaning supplies, which was $60 just to clean inside the truck. And then I did invest some fifth wheel ramps to help the RGN get up on the fifth wheel. Those of you that know about, utilizing specialized equipment, and the low boys and stuff like that, you got to get these ramps. Sometimes I didn't have to get it, but I want to get it, so I got it, right? So wheel ramps, which was right at 430. Okay. And then we have one other small little deal this week. The AC went out, so I spent $100 on some Freon to recharge it at the truck stop. But then also, I just figured out why it's leaking out. It was the condenser. So I bought a condenser off of Amazon, but it was only $130. I'm gonna change it myself and charge it back up. So I'm probably gonna spend. So I spent 100 and then another 130 for the condenser, and I'm gonna do it myself. And I'm gonna probably spend another, let's say $60 recharging it, or let's just say 80, right? Let's just say $70. So let's just say 300 total. AC repair 300. All right. So let's total all this up. What do we have? We have 6,900 for the truck. And then we have the fuel. Then we have the title. Then we have for the airbag and shocks. Then we have the air valve repair. Then we have the 60 for the cleaning supplies. Then we have a full 30 for the ramps. And then we have the 300 for the AC. So we have a total of 8,007, 45 total. All right. So let's do some math. So we have 8,745 total. Let's just put that right here. 8,745 total. Total investment in the truck over 3 weeks, right? Total investment. That's what we have, right? Today, that's repairs. That's the whole nine now. That's what we have invested. Now let's go back and look at what we have net profit of. All right. So let's go back to week one. Week one was 5,300. $5,039.61 net profit. Then we have a $293 net profit on week two, because that was the Christmas week. This is the New Year's week, which we have 4,100 net profit. So net profit after running for 3 weeks, we have a total of, okay, 9,432.61. All right. So did we make our money back? I mean, I don't know. Let's do a little math here, right? It seems like we're in a positive to me. Subtract 8,745. All right. So In 3 weeks, we have a net profit of 687.61 total. All right. Now, in the first video, I put it out there, made the money back in 7 days, which I did, gross. In this video, I just broke down basically in running in 2 weeks, right? Because we only hauled one load in 1 week for over Christmas. But as you can see, over the course of 3 weeks, the truck is paid for, all investments, has made all of the money back. That's after everything. That's after net profit for the load. Once again, let's do a little recap. On week one, we ran 1, 2, 3, 4 loads. Okay, we made 7,146.61, and then we had a total expenses for that week. Operating cost was 2,107. That's with fuel, that's with insurance, that's everything. You see it right here. I'm marking it down. And then net profit was 5,031. All right. Week two, we have one load. We only pulled one load for week two, which is $1,300. Okay. We have a gross expense operating cost was $500 for trailer. We have 157, I believe it's for fuel, $50 for ELD, 300 for insurance. Net profit 293 for the week. Then week three, which is the last week of the year, we have 1,000 for a load, 4,500 for a load, and 1,200 for the third load, which brings us 6,700 gross, right? For expenses, 500 for the trailer, 300 for insurance, 1,150 for fuel, 600 for permits, $50 for ELD. We have a operating cost that week for $2,600, leaving us with a net profit of $4,100. All right. So then we have total cost for the truck, what we invested in the truck, including going get it and everything, is $8,745. Now, after that, total in those 3 weeks we ran, we have a net profit of 9,432. Remember, one of those weeks we basically took off, okay? So it's really basically running in 2 weeks, 9,432.61. After total investment in the truck, 8,745. Let's go on ahead and make sure we put that as net profit right there. You did. And we have a net return on investment, $687. All right. Now, let me just say this. I did drive this truck. I don't know how long I'm gonna be driving this truck, but I do drive this truck myself. So I was able to check this truck out myself when I went and purchased this truck. I have been doing this for some years. My very, very first truck, it blew the head gasket on me, not even a couple miles up the road. Then my second truck, the third week, it blew the head gasket on me. But I've also had trucks anywhere from 700,000 to over 1,000,000 miles that made me a lot of money, and I ran them for years. But I've also had some brand new, well, not brand new, but newer trucks that I've paid notes on them, and the engines went out. I have two Max CH613s they both had around 400,000 miles, and I had one that the engine blew on it twice within 3 months. Okay, got rebuilt twice, and the warranty did not want to fix it the second go around. I had to continue paying the note on it while the truck was down. That truck basically is what had a big effect on me going into bankruptcy a while back. So, with that being said, um, when you go buy these cash trucks, sometimes it'll work out, sometimes it might not work out, right? You definitely need to check these trucks as much as possible and know what you're getting yourself into. If you need some help with these type of things, I am here to help you. This is why I make these videos. I will post a link below to join my free school community. You can come in there, ask me questions. We do weekly Q&As. I have some online modules to, train you how to dispatch and look truck, find trucks and all these type of things, right? Once again, you can jump into the community. It's totally free, no cost for you. All you got to do is click the button, sign up, join on in. When you come in, you have any questions, you need some help to check a truck out or anything like that, I'll be glad to help you out. So there you have it. That's what we have. I'll see y'all in the next video. All right. Peace.